Close your eyes. Seriously, close them. Now imagine you have a jar. A simple jar, nothing fancy. Maybe an old pasta jar, maybe a piggy bank from your childhood. Every single day, you drop $1 into that jar. Just $1. The price of a candy bar, a bottle of water, a song on iTunes back in the day. You don't think about it, you just do it. Every day, rain or shine, good mood or bad. $1 in the jar. Now, open your eyes. What do you think is in that jar after 1 year? $365, right? Simple math. After 10 years, $3,650. After 30 years, almost $11,000. Not bad for just dropping in a single dollar every day. But here's the thing. That's not the interesting part. The interesting part is what happens when that dollar stops being just a dollar. I'm Dollar Dave, and today we're playing a game. The What If You Saved $1 Every Day game. And the answer might surprise you. Let's start with the basics. $1 a day is $365 a year. If you put that money in a shoebox under your bed, after 30 years, you have $10,950. That's real money. You could buy a used car, a nice vacation, a year of groceries for one person. Not bad for just forgetting about a dollar every day. But here's the question. What if you didn't put it in a shoebox? What if you put it somewhere that actually worked for you? Let me introduce you to your new best friend, compound interest. Compound interest is what happens when your money starts making money, and then that money makes money, and then that money makes money. It's like a robot that builds more robots, and those robots build more robots. Sounds complicated? Let me show you. Imagine you have $100. You invest it and earn 10% in a year. Now you have $110. You didn't do anything. The money worked. Next year, you earn 10% again. But this time, you earn it on $110, not $100. That's $11. Now you have $121. Year 3, 10% on $121 is $12.10. Now you have $133.10. Slowly at first, then faster, then much faster. That's compound interest. Now let's apply this to your $1 a day. Let's say instead of a shoebox, you put that dollar into an investment that earns an average of 8% per year. Not crazy, not gambling, just a reasonable long-term average from a broad index fund. Year 1, you put in $365. With 8% growth, you have $394. Not exciting, a cup of coffee extra. You're probably not impressed. Year 5, you've put in $1,825. But your account is now worth $2,238. Wait, that's more than you put in. The money is starting to work. Year 10, you've put in $3,650. Your account, $5,764. Now we're talking almost $2,000 of free money just from the market doing its thing. Year 20, you've put in $7,300. Your account, $17,942. The money is now growing faster than you're adding it. Year 30, you've put in $10,950. Your account, $49,725. Almost $50,000 from $1 a day. Let me say that again. $1 a day for 30 years, less than a fancy coffee, turns into $50,000. That's not magic. That's math. But wait, let's make it more interesting. What if you started earlier? Let's say you start at 20 years old instead of 30. Same dollar a day, same 8% return. At 30, you have 10 years of savings, $5,764. At 40, you have 20 years, $17,942. At 50, you have 30 years, $49,725. At 60, you have 40 years, $126,000. At 70, You have 50 years, $308,000. $308,000 from $1 a day. The person who started at 30 had $49,000 at 60. The person who started at 20 had $308,000 at 70. Same dollar, same return, just 10 years more time. Time is not just a number. Time is the ingredient that turns small things into big things. Now, let's make it even more fun. What if you saved $2 a day? $730 a year at 8% for 30 years, $99,450. What if you saved $5 a day? $1,825 a year. For 30 years, $248,000. What if you saved $10 a day? $3,650 a year. For 30 years, $497,000. $500,000 from $10 a day. That's 2 fancy coffees, or 1 lunch, or a streaming subscription and a snack. You wouldn't even miss it, but your future self, they'd throw you a parade. Now let's talk about the person who actually does this. Not the hypothetical person, the real one. Let's call her Sarah. She's 25. She works a normal job, makes normal money, nothing special. She decides to save $1 a day. Not because she's rich, because she read somewhere that habits matter more than amounts. She sets up an automatic transfer, $30 at the end of each month. She forgets about it. Year 1, she has $394. She doesn't even check. Year 5, she has $2,238. She notices but doesn't touch it. Year 10, she has $5,764. She thinks, that's nice. Year 20, she has $17,942. She's now 45. That money could fix her car, take a trip, or just sit there growing. Year 30, she has $49,725. She's 55. That's a down payment. That's a safety net. That's freedom. Year 40, she has $126,000. She's 65. That's retirement money. That's options. All from $1 a day. Now let's meet her friend Mike. Mike is also 25. He hears about Sarah's habit and laughs. $1 a day? That's nothing. I'd rather enjoy my coffee now. Mike spends his dollar every day on little things. A snack here, a soda there, nothing big. 30 years later, Mike is 55. He has nothing, just memories of snacks. Sarah has $50,000. Same age, same income, different habits. That's not luck, that's math. But here's the thing about habits. They're hard to start, but once they start, they're hard to stop. The first week of saving $1 a day feels pointless. You look at your jar and see $7. Who cares? The first month, $30. Still boring. The first year, $365. Okay, that's a nice dinner. But by year 5, something shifts. You're not saving because you have to. You're saving because you've seen what happens. The money grows, and you grow with it. You stop thinking about today. You start thinking about 10 years from now. That's the shift. That's the secret. Now let me ask you something. What would you do with $50,000 in 30 years? Maybe you'd pay off your house. Maybe you'd travel. Maybe you'd help your kids. Maybe you'd just sleep better knowing it's there. Whatever it is, it's better than what you'd have if you did nothing. And here's the beautiful part. You don't need to be rich to start. You don't need to understand the stock market. You don't need to pick the perfect investment. You just need to start. $1 today, then another tomorrow, then another the day after. That's it. That's the whole strategy. Consistency beats intensity every single time. The person who saves $1 every day for 30 years beats the person who saves $10,000 once and never saves again. Why? Because time. The person who saves $1 every day builds a habit. The person who saves $10,000 once builds a memory. Habits compound. Memories fade. Now let's talk about what this means for you. Maybe you're 20, maybe you're 40, maybe you're 60. Wherever you are, the math works the same. Start now, even if it's small, even if it feels pointless. Because here's what I know. In 30 years, you will be 30 years older anyway. The question is, will you have $50,000 or will you have nothing? The choice is yours, and it starts today. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you get a raise. Today, $1. That's all it takes. I'm Dollar Dave. I've been saved, spent, invested, forgotten, and found again. But I've never stopped growing. And neither should you. If this made you think about your own habits, hit subscribe. We're building financial intelligence one shiny coin at a time.
And remember, the best time to start was 30 years ago. The second best time? Right now. Go find your jar.